he asked me about halfway through the afternoon, why do you not put your hand up? Good morning. It's not morning, surprise, surprise. It is 6 minutes past 2. I just had lunch and today we are going to see my grandma. She lives in Leicester, so I'm going to have a little trek over there, see her. I believe my auntie's going to be there as well. So yeah, she's got a very nice garden, my grandma. She's got rhubarb growing in it. She moved house about this time last year. In fact, she's been living in that house for a year and 8 days. And the garden was alright when she bought this house. It wasn't the best. I don't know the circumstances under which the house was unowned. But it hadn't necessarily been kept up, so my auntie did a lot of work on it. She transplanted a lot of the plants from my grandma's current house to the new house, because she'd done the garden really nicely, and then grandma said that she wanted all the nice flowers at her new house, so she had to move them, but labour of love, and the garden looks gorgeous. And there's a couple of trees, I think, some bushes, nice little lawn for her great grandson. Yeah, so I'll show you that lovely garden in a little bit. Hi Grandma, it's Francesca. Yes, we're on our way. We've just set off. Dad, what time will we be there?
25 past 3:30.
We'll be there about 25 past 3:30. We just set off. Got some more diesel for the car. Okay, see you soon. Bye. I think she's a little bit confused about what time it is. She was like, when I said 25 past 3, she's like, oh, that's good. Well, I'll sit in the kitchen and wait for you then. So you're going to be waiting a while, Grandma?
You should have said about half hour.
Yeah, I should have done. So we are on our way to my grandma's house. We ring her to let her know when we're coming. So apparently so she can sit in the kitchen and wait for us. Beautiful clouds. It's really loud in the car, so I'm going to put earplugs in and then headphones on. Okay, so I thought I'd show you the garden before it starts raining too heavily, because we got here and it started raining. You can see all of these lovely, beautiful plants and a nice little lady statue. And as it's raining, I'm not going to go on the grass. you can see some daisies. Our garden is covered in those. Here's a nice little bush here. I've got no idea what it is, but it's nice. Here's the other tree I was talking about, little holly tree. And here's the rhubarb. Let's see how the rhubarb's looking. Some's ready to eat, but I'm not going to pick any right now. Lovely, 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 beautiful fuchsias. Several of them. And as you can now hear, it is very much raining. Got a nice loud carport here. What are you trying to do?
I was trying to open the door.
Oh, I'm recording. Well, helping my grandma out, and I've just remembered the reason when I was younger that I never used to put my hand up to volunteer in class. Now, I never ever did, and I mean I did eventually, but when I was in, I think it was year 5, and we had an afternoon with a different teacher, and he was great, Mr. Osborne, and he was telling us lots of stories, and he was just trying to get us involved, and he asked me about halfway through the afternoon, why do you not put your hand up? Because he kept saying, right, I want to volunteer. And he always used to say that, and we'd had him after that, and he always used to say, do you want to volunteer? And he said, why do you never put your hand up? And I was like, well, I don't know what I'm volunteering for. And I had teachers say that to me later on as well, throughout year 6 and year 7. And then it was like midway through year 7 or 8, and a teacher was like, can I have some volunteers? And several people put their hands up, and they were like, you should never volunteer until you know what you're in for.
Yes.
And that is extremely key, because I'd forgotten that lesson I taught myself when I was about 6 and started school, because my grandma just said, Francesca, can you be a nurse? And I was just like, yeah. And she said, okay, well, my big toenail is really, really thick, and it's going yellow. And it's moving over onto my other toe, and it's getting caught, and it hurts, and it's rubbing. Can you change my plaster? And I've got cotton wool on it. Oh my gosh. Mum, if you had seen and knew what you're in for with that, would you have said yes immediately?
No.
Would I have?
No.
But I did it.
Nana
It
has
wasn't
a
as
saying,
bad. Yeah.
never volunteer for anything. She lives by that motto. Yeah.
But wasn't she alive in World War II?
She was a
When
very
it was
little
all
girl.
dig for England?
She was a very little girl.
Very little girl.
About
Oh,
3.
fun story. Grandee and his friends, his little gang, used to go, this is my mum's dad, used to go and, what was it called when they used to go and pick up shrapnel and look at different bomb sites? He lived in Hull. They weren't scared of the Blitz.
What's it called that?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But they used to do that, and one time he found a suitcase full of money.
Yeah.
Full.
Very
And he
exciting.
ran straight home. And he said to his parents, we're rich, we're rich, we're rich. I found a suitcase full of money. And he said, go on then, show it to us. And he opened it. And what did his dad say to him?
You fool, it's Monopoly money.
Ah, childhood. I don't know if I told you earlier, but when I was at my grandma's house, I hit my head. I don't even know how. I came in through the door, and she has like a wall right next to the door, and I somehow hit my head on the corner of the wall. I don't know, and it didn't really hurt until about 2 hours ago. We just had some dinner, and me and my brother do this thing we started on Sundays. In the evening we will watch a film, and we take it in turns to pick what we watch, because we don't do much to spend time together. We used to play games together, like as in, like we'd go all through Mario Galaxy, and we'd take it in turns to do a stage. And we did a lot of Mario games, and we used to play Mario Kart quite often, Splatoon, and then just like life happens, and we just stopped doing it. It wasn't a thing that just suddenly ended, but we each pick a film for alternating weeks, and we just watched Ethel and Ernest, which was a BBC film on at Christmas time just gone, and I loved it. I sat and watched it with my parents, and I couldn't remember much of it, but it's the life story of Raymond Briggs, the man who illustrated The Snowman. It's the life story of his parents that he directed and he drew. It's beautiful, beautiful film, and it was so lovely to see, refreshing to see like a televised / mainstream film with that level of animation. And it's not like there's not a big event that happens in it, and I think that's something else that I quite like. It's just their life story, and it's wonderful, and I picked that one and we both liked it. So but now I have got an apple because I cannot be bothered to prepare any fruit, so I'm just gonna eat an apple for now, and I might have a smoothie in a bit, because let's see what time it is. I think it's about 9:30. Yeah, it's 20 to 10. So I am just gonna get onto my account, upload the vlog that I set processing earlier, and now I'm gonna edit you. So don't forget to hit subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow.